Y'all, can we just talk about Martha's Vineyard Summer House Martha's Vineyard? Anyway, welcome back to the Brenda Yvonne channel. Of course, I'm your girl, Brenda Yvonne. Here on my channel, we do fun reviews, recaps, and discussions of all of our favorite shows, y'all. Tonight, we are going to be talking about Summer House Martha's Vineyard. This is season 2, episode 10. Reunion. This is the only reunion they're getting. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I had to get myself situated. This video is late. I was off Monday, so I could have did it Monday, but I didn't have time. I'm trying to wrap up the school year. Okay. So I was like, let me put in some work. So when I go back Tuesday, I'm not stressed out. Okay. Because them kids don't give you time to do no paperwork. They be all at my desk, okay? All at my desk trying to have meetings and stuff. Mm-mm. Anyway, before we get into it, y'all, please click that thumbs up button, y'all. Make sure y'all share this video where y'all like to share y'all content. Subscribe to the channel if you are enjoying it. Thank y'all to all the new subscribers. Continue to support your girl. And comment down below. Let me know what y'all thought of this episode. I was not motivated. Also, that's the other reason why this video's late. I was just not motivated to talk about this reunion. It didn't really give what I felt like it should have been giving. But to be fair, this is their first reunion. They barely got a reunion down to the clubhouse. I just saw online that they are putting Summer House Martha's Vineyard on pause. They have not canceled it, but they are putting it on pause, which sucks. But you know how they do our shows, y'all. Anyway, let's just get into the reunion. We're not gonna go in no particular order. We're just gonna have a chat, y'all. This gonna just be a chat. You know who motivated me to do this review is you other YouTuber reviewers out there, the Bell Perspective and Miss Misha and all y'all motivated me to do this review because I was not motivated. Okay, I was gonna be like, forget it. But you know what? We here. Okay, we could talk about the looks. You can see some of the looks behind me. A picture is not cropped right. I just realized, but oh well. Y'all should have seen the looks by now. Preston, I like that pink. Preston didn't like them shoes. But I like the pink. You know, you wear them hats. Only you can wear them hats. Noelle, you look cute. Okay, you like you was going to a sophisticated club. Overall, the looks were very much all over the place. Like nobody, to me, understood the full assignment. Now they were supposed to be wearing shades of pink. Jasmin in that red and white or whatever she had on with them different fabrics, atrocious. I mean Jordan, not Jasmin. Jordan, atrocious. Jasmin, you was cute in your blonde. You was cute. I don't know how I feel about them feathers at the top, but you was cute. Nick, you looked good. Amir was giving very much basic. Alex, he's going to a wedding. Like I think Misha said in her video, she hit the nail on the head. She looked like he was giving mother of the bride. That's what she said. And I was like, that's exactly what he was giving because he was very much giving wedding attire. And it looked too big. Like, I just feel like he should have wore something more form fitting, in my opinion. Bria, you was cute. You like a Barbie doll. I did love Bria's makeup, looked really pretty. Summer, you could have gave a bit more, but okay, come on, gown. Who else we had? Everybody liked Shanice's dress. I wasn't in love with Shanice's dress, but I don't like that type of shape of dresses. So that's why I wasn't in love with. Like it was cute and it was really pretty. And I liked seeing her having that like kind of baby doll look, but that's just not my style of dresses at all. Anyway, Andy, you know he wore his pink. Anyway, let's get into the reunion. Okay. So, Andy does his usual check-in with everybody. We find out Nick has ran some more marathons and all that good stuff. They immediately got into the mess with Summer and Alex and Noelle. Andy asked how did Summer and Alex end their stuff, and Alex is trying to say just kind of. Well, he sent her a message or something, but she was like, no. Now, mind you, the question was to Alex, and then Summer, aka Autumn, was interrupting. So Alex is like, excuse me, Summer, the question was to me, like, pipe down, Autumn. I was like, oh, the shade. So Alex is trying to say, like, he wasn't trying to do all that with Summer. Summer said it fizzled out. Who cares? so they talked about the whole thing with the picture because they Alex felt uncomfortable with Summer sending that picture to Jordan, and then Nick hit up Alex because Nick saw the picture, I guess. Jordan was trying to justify it because they're all friends, but I think if Summer would have said, "Hey, let's take a picture," and send it to Jordan or send it to Nick, then it would have been different. Like I could see it being weird. Like, girl, look who I'm with. Like, I don't know. I could see it going either way. So you just gotta be careful with those situations. Also, Alex is probably getting them cray vibes from Summer, so that's what it is. They also talked about the whole thing with Noelle, and they were like, "Why you didn't tell Noelle? You had been the Alex had been up, aka Grand Rising, had been all up inside you." So Alex was inside me, aka Summer. Shout out to JB says what. She was like, "Oh, let me be clear, I did tell her." So Noelle was like, "Oh, girl, let me back you up, boo boo. You was lying." Da, 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 da. So they just go back and forth, and he was like, "I want to hear from her. I want to hear from her." So then, Noelle was like, "Oh, get your timeline straight, girl. Get your facts straight." Noelle was coming in hot. So Summer said she did tell her that she had hooked up, that they had no, did she say they hooked up or they spent time? Something. I think she said hooked up, hung out. She said hung out. That's what it was, hung out. And so even Andy's like, but that don't mean you had sex. And so Summer's like, I know that now, but I did tell her. And then Noelle's like, no, girl, get the timeline together. And she was like, I said it at the table, but then she didn't hear me. And Andy was like, well, she was fooling around with that lobster, which she was, and she did not hear it. And Summer's like, well, she still said, I wouldn't fool him if I knew you was with him, but then she decided to do it anyway, so that's on her. And so Noelle's like, yeah, that is on me, but the fact is that you didn't tell me. And so then they talked about the whole narrative with Alex being an F-boy. Jasmin said she didn't, see him as that, and he hasn't done anything to be like an F-boy. I don't feel like he was like being an F-boy to these ladies. He gave off F-boy vibes for sure, but he technically wasn't being an F-boy. Like that situation with Summer was on Summer for trying to make it more. And if Noelle wanted to give him time of day, that's on Noelle. Noelle said, her and Alex are cool, they just friends, but she wasn't pursuing him. She was just in the house flirting. I think Noelle was just in the house having a good time. Like, although she was giving a lot for Alex and she was crying. So I don't know. Like, let me tell you something. At the end of the day, if Alex would have really shown, like, okay, I want to be with you, Summer, or okay, I want to be with you, Noelle, them girls have been happy about it. And I know how some of us women think. We want to conquer that guy that's like the player or the F-boy. You want to be the one that he ends up with, or oh no, he changed for me, or he settled down with me. That's what both of them are giving to me. Now I could be wrong. Maybe that's not what they were trying to do, but that's probably what in the back of their minds their agendas was. And it didn't work because he wasn't gonna be settling down with neither one of y'all heifers. And that is what it is. Anyway, Noelle and Summer are, okay. I guess Noelle says she's keeping her distance. She don't follow Summer on the social media platforms. Anyway, moving on. I think we talked about the whole Bria Preston thing. Like I told you, I'm gonna be skipping around. We talked about Bria and Preston, and Bria didn't like the comments Preston made about her when he first came to the house last season. Said she was a pageant queen, but she didn't have it all the way together. Well, she did not. He said, I apologize. I don't know why, you be hating on me, shading me, jading me, all that. He was like, I don't understand where this come from because like off camera, I've done this, and this for you. You got arrested in the south of France. I hooked you up with all these international lawyers. I hope you get out of jail. Work with Simon. And so she was like, well, Simon, he's the one that got me out of jail. And Preston's like, I feel like I did all these things for you, but they weren't captured on camera. And you're trying to say I was doing all this to you. And so I guess Bria don't follow Preston on social media either. Anyway, whatever. So Bria and Preston, they got to work on a relationship. Andy did ask Bria about Simon, speaking of Simon, about the whole pink flamingo thing. And she explained, like, Nick is having this event, he's honoring his frat brother. We're talking about HBCUs and the sororities and the fraternities of it all. And so she was like, it's just disrespectful. She told him he could wear the flamingo band by the pool. And I get why Bria was upset. Now, did she need to go 100? No. But, like I said in my previous videos about the situation, Simon was living all his, white German privilege in that moment to me. But she didn't need to go as hard as she did on him. So, Nick appreciated, Bria, apologizing and speaking up for him. And Andy asked what's the issue between Bria and Simon. She said the communication, he doesn't really listen to her. And, just need to work on that whole thing. And they were like, could it be a language barrier, girl? Because we gotta be talking too fast and all that. I think the race thing is an issue for them as well. You could tell Bria's not fully comfortable dating someone on her side of her race, but the money's right, so we're gonna make it all right. So Andy asked about her soulmate in Tribeca, and I forgot to talk about that when I did the review. I was so mad. I forgot to talk about how Bria said her soulmate is in Tribeca, and she felt that Simon was not her soulmate, but that was the person she would end up with. Andy was like, "Do you think that would be hurtful?" Because everybody else was like, "Dang." And so she was like, "No, like Simon saw the joke of it. I don't know about that, girl, but okay." Then Andy's like, "Girl, I got a rumor to tell you." So then Bria's like, "Girl, tell me." And so then Andy was like, "Yeah, most of the cast said that Simon, he just with you for the come up, like he's with you for the clout." And so Bria's like, well, first of all, Simon is a millionaire. He don't need no clout. But to me, like, that don't mean he don't want clout. Like, you could have money but not be famous. Some people rather be famous. Some people rather have the money. Some people want both, right? So that just because he's a millionaire to me don't mean, oh, he wouldn't want to be famous and want to be seen in the US, especially him being from Germany. And so everybody was like, so Andy was like, who here has said Simon in it for the clout? So everybody was ready to pipe up. So he's like, I ain't nobody speak at once. So Amir kind of spoke up and said, we have all had individual conversations with Bria that said that, it's looking like Simon is with you for the wrong reasons. And Jasmin said, I had to talk with your mama, girl. And we both feel like Simon does stuff for like, he's great, but he does stuff for the attention at the wrong times, which he definitely does. He definitely tries to make a moment. And that's what he tried to do with that pink flamingo, but it's just wrong place, wrong time, wrong road. I think that's Bria's with Simon for the money. And Simon's probably like, let me get what I can get from the benefits of being with Bria. Okay. And it's a mutual exchange, in my opinion. And then when she gets tired of it, she'll stop. But if she getting money, of course she ain't. Money talks, right? So anyway, we also spoke with Amir about his girlfriend Natalie. Child, who cares? Even Andy was throwing so much shade on him, talking about are your private parts still there? Okay. And so he brought up the whole, comment that Natalie made about her making, more money than Amir. And like a lot of people feel like that's emasculating. And so Amir was like, oh no, I don't feel like that way. I'm secure in myself. And he talking about him and Natalie about to buy a house together. They only been together like a year and a half or something like that. And he got his house name on the house and he gonna add her to the deed. And Andy was like, oh yeah, what could go wrong? I was like, Andy, you is shading Amir. Andy don't see it for him. So then, he don't see it for Natalie at least. So they also brought up Candace, because Candace from former housewife from Real Housewives of Potomac. She loves this show, and she had tweeted when Natalie was giving them business answers when they asked, girl, what's the next step in your relationship? And she was talking about business. Did I mention business? Shout out to Tasha Matt. And Candace was like, girl, what you talking about? So Amir was like, oh, we be tag teaming. So if one of us said love, then the other one say business. So if she would have said love, then I would have said business. That was the stupidest answer in my mind. That was stupid. Amir, if you like it, we love it. Amir was trying to justify everything Natalie did and just sounded stupid. Don't come back, Amir. Anyway, moving on from Amir, because who cares? We also talked to Summer. They show her package, how she was acting a hot mess in the house. This package was over. She was breaking down crying. I said, ooh, child. Everybody's like, where the tissue at for Summer, child? They was looking for the Kleenexes everywhere. Was none to be found on stage. So Summer was crying because it was just really hard to see that. And he's like, you and Bria good because you guys really got into it in the house. And she was like, oh yeah, me and Bria good. We talked it out. We good. Andy asked, like, why couldn't you talk to Preston and Jordan? And so Summer's thing was basically, all the main people in her life, they're supposed to be her primary caretakers, have abandoned her. So she didn't feel like safe to tell them, because what if they couldn't deal with it? Like, what if they abandoned her? But she said Preston is like the love of her life, and he's said he's not going anywhere. She appreciated that, and her and Jordan has had a thing, but she still love her. That's still her boo, and they're good. And Alex says something about how come we could be going through things, but does that mean we still have to treat people like crap? And so they're like, no, but Jordan stuck up for Summer and said, well, she didn't have the tools. Like, Jordan don't see it for Alex, so she wasn't going to give him, no leeway. They cleared up the whole thing with, Summer telling everybody in the house that Jordan had alopecia. Jasmin said, let me be clear. When I was on Watch What Happens Live, I got that question. She said, I'm the only one that knew that Jordan had alopecia, not the whole house. And so Andy thanks Jordan for being brave about sharing her alopecia journey. She said her hair had grew back quite a bit, but then she is having another flare up. So we just, pray that Jordan be good with that alopecia, that her hair grow back. Because that's hard. I couldn't imagine going through that. I could not imagine going through that. I can imagine that's so hard. I know how much I like my hair. As much as I don't like to do it, but I do like my hair. But girl, get you some wigs, girl. If I could give you some encouragement, enjoy that wig life. It can get tiring though, but switching up your wigs, girl, have you some fun. Them short wigs look cute on you, so do what you gotta do. But yeah, it does suck. Anyway. Then, they pretty much wrapped up Summer's package, and she says she's doing better, getting healing. If she come back to the house, it's gonna be a little bit. I guess the guy on Facebook ended up being her dad, because she did the 23andMe. But remember, he lied and said it wasn't her dad, or the mama said it wasn't her dad or something. So it sounded like he don't want to be in the picture, but she says she's okay because her grandpa adopted her. She got her uncles and stuff. So there's not a father figure void missing in her life, but she did want to know who her daddy was. And I don't blame her, right? Now, let me let y'all know, I watched this episode on Peacock, and it was the extended, like, uncut version. So if I say something y'all don't recognize, that's the reason why. It's because I watched it on the Peacock. Okay. Anyway, but I don't know what's the biggest. I know on Peacock they show more and it's unedited. So I don't know how much extended it is. Y'all have to let me know that in the comments. Anyway, but yeah, Summer, we wish you the best, girl. Okay, just get your healing. Hopefully Nana's surgery went well and all that. Then we talk about Jasmin, because everybody in the house was not feeling Jasmin this year because they didn't like her last year. And they showed the whole thing with her, the baby, and Silas, and everybody. Well, Andy asked, who missed Silas in the house this year. Not that many people raised their hands. I don't remember who raised their hand or not, but Preston didn't, and Andy pointed that out. He was like, I thought that was your frat brother. So Preston said, me and Silas haven't had that conversation, and that's partially on me. Me and him just haven't, talked like that. And he's, serving the country, so we can't talk and all that. So then the whole Jamaica trip thing was brought up. Somebody named Keith said, why was it Jasmin? Why I feel like y'all doing Jasmin wrong? Y'all didn't invite her down to the Jamaica trip. What's going on? Feels like y'all, had a thing against her. So Jasmin was like, that's a good question, Keith. Like, Jamaica crew, what's up? So Summer said she want her and Preston stop being blamed about the Jamaica thing, because her and Jasmin had their issue, but then they got through it, and they posed the question to the group: who y'all want Jasmin to come to Jamaica or not? Shanice said no. So then Jasmin was like, girl, me and you ain't even had no issue. So Shanice said, well, I didn't want you to feel the tension on the trip. I didn't want there to be no drama. Now, Shanice, how you even get on the trip? Okay, girl. So Jasmin's like, I'm not really understanding. Jasmin's like, had all these things happening to me, and when I came in the house, Jasmin last year, she got on everybody's nerves. She did, including mine. She was newly married. She used to be one way with her friends. Now she got to be a Stepford wife with Silas. He was controlling, so we didn't like him. She trying to match make everybody so everybody could be a couple. So then she'll feel more comfortable. Really, so Silas will feel more comfortable because she can't exist as married woman to Silas and single friend to Jordan now at the same time, right? You're the wife now. You're no more single friend to Jordan in the club, right? So that was the hard time she was having. Now, I know a lot of people, I heard a lot of people have mixed feelings about this reunion. Some people don't like, a lot of people like Preston. I still like Preston. I like Jasmin and Preston. I watched, and I know a lot of people are saying they're not feeling Preston now because Preston and Jasmin end up getting into it on the reunion. And Jasmin's like, well, I introduced you to these girls, and then how you not going to invite me to Jamaica? And so even Andy was like, well, when is it okay for him to have like separate relationships with these girls without you? And so Preston's like, thank you. And so that's true. Like he can build separate relationships, but it looks like he's trying to, I wouldn't say it looks like he's trying to ice them out because the girls already had an issue with her. But I know some people after this reunion, I guess online, some people, and I'm not keeping up with all that, y'all. I'm just hearing stuff. That some people weren't feeling Preston after this reunion. Now I watched Jasmin's interview with Carlos King, and I watched Preston's interview with Carlos King. Jasmin feels like, a lot of people on the show, particularly the Jamaica crew, their heads have blown up to think they are more than like what they really are, right? And I was like, okay, I can see that. Now, Preston said Jasmin was the one who is like switching it up. And Preston said that Jasmin brought followers on Instagram. Okay, y'all got to watch the interview yourself. But Preston said that Jasmin brought followers on Instagram, and she's the one that has switched up. And when he was talking about the switch up, it was like kind of beyond what we saw in season 1. Like it was, I guess, some other things she was doing that they were like, this is not the same you that we know. Now, I don't know who's right or who's wrong, where the truth is. I still like both of them, like I said, but y'all have to watch the interviews for yourself. I think it will put, in my opinion, those interviews will put a little bit more context into this reunion that we didn't get. So that's why I say go watch them interviews. Anyway, let me wrap this video up. I feel like I've been talking heck long. What was I gonna say? So then they asked Jordan, like, girl, what's your issue with Jasmin? Jordan said, and they also Jasmin got into Jordan about how she made that little comment about, oh, I think this is Silas's first baby. I guess it's Silas's first baby. And so Jordan said she was just having fun like shade. That was not fun like shade, but okay, girl. Jasmin said, for me and you, we're gonna work on a relationship, but I gotta continue to check you when I need to check you, and you check me. And I was like, oh, check, who you checking, girl? Oh no, Jordan was not having that. So then Jordan said, she didn't like how Jasmin was trying to play matchmaker and manipulate them like puppets and all that in first season. And she was doing too much. Now, I think Jordan needs to let it go. I think that Jordan needs to also figure out how to let Jasmin be in this new space and support her in that new space, right? As a friend. Like, for example, for me, all my friends from college that I'm the closest to, they all are married and 3 of them have kids, right? Or 4 of them have kids. And so, okay, now our dynamics and our friendships have changed. Granted, we all live in different parts of the country and the state, so we're not going to see each other all the time anyway. But, it's different now, right? And I understand that and I recognize that. I can't have the same expectations of them that I did before, right? And just because I'm not married and living my best life over here don't mean they not. But my life is different from theirs, and that's okay. Like when we hang out, and that's fine. So hopefully Jordan can get to that space. But Jasmin was, she was doing the most last year. We're not gonna take that from her. Anyway, moving on from that mess. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all those dynamics between Jasmin, Jordan, and Preston and all that. So moving forward, let's talk about Nick. Nick looked pissed. That whole time he was sitting there looking at Amir, if looks could kill, he was not feeling Amir. He was not. So they played they played the tape. And Andy asked, what are you thinking when you see yourself there? Nick said, he don't want to see himself like that. He wants to be better, of course. And when they ran the footage back and of course, he said, yeah, I want to do it differently and I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable. And so Nick said, but he, like Jordan and Summer, should know, like, my intentions are not to, like, try to do anything with them. And so Andy's like, but do they know that? And so I think the girls, I can't remember what they said, but I feel like they do know that. Jordan was like, and Jordan did say, let me take that back. Jordan did say she didn't think that Nick was going to do something with her per se. She just felt uncomfortable because he had a girlfriend. And I could tell that's what the issue is in the house. Not that we think Nick is creepy or anything like that, because I don't think he is. I think he's just touchy, and when he gets to drinking, it's real touchy based, right? So Jordan's thing was like, out of your respect for your girlfriend. I felt uncomfortable, and I can totally understand that, because what if Tasia seeing that and she take Jordan as the one being all up on Nick when Nick is the one up on Jordan? It could just get cray. Speaking of that, the girls did ask Amir, like, why you tell Natalie that we all wanted you? Like, they was all like what you say? Even Andy was like, yeah, what did you say? And so then he was like, well, Shanice said she wanted to F me the first day I was there. Shanice was like, let me be clear. I was to shoot my shot. I was horny, okay? And then, Summer also addressed the whole thing with Amir saying that she was touchy-feely. And I guess Summer be lingering with her touches or something. That was such a waste of, like, they could have cut that out and added some other stuff in. Waste of time, waste of conversation. Anyway, back to Nick. So then they talked about the whole Bria, Noelle, Shanice, and what they said. And so Noelle was like, let me make it clear again. We were just talking. We were not intending for that to go beyond our talk. And Natalie is the one that said, let me go tell Nick. And we told her no, because we already knew, what could happen if, that happened. And Andy did ask them, did you know that Summer and Jordan had already had the same conversation with Nick? They said they did not know that. And so Andy asked Amir, like, did you expect Natalie to be the bone collector? He was like, no, I didn't expect her to be doing that. Now, mind you, Amir is the one that co-signed it. And I wish they would have played that clip. Amir is the one that co-signed it. So what? You didn't know what she was about to do. You told her, yeah, girl, go on and do it. You told her to do it. So they were saying, like, Noelle's like saying she was just spreading rumors. And then the thing is, like, she brought it up and we're the ones, getting assassinated for it, and she's sitting there on mute. Now, I didn't like that either. The only problem I have with your statement, Noelle, is that these are not rumors, because you guys had this conversation, and I'm gonna need Noelle, Brielle, and Shanice to take a little bit more accountability. And I don't think I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the previous reviews, but y'all was sitting there kikiing with Natalie, and that was y'all's first mistake. Y'all shouldn't even let her have that conversation with y'all. Y'all don't know her like that. And she did run it back, and she was malicious. Next thing was like, you know what? If Natalie want to get to know the people, she need to get to know the people and start having conversations about the people behind their back. Like, he's like, I just find it strange that she was up in everybody's mess. And so then Amir tried to say something about Nick. He be looking around, and he would do a check with him and Alex, and him and Alex would be, not looking at, like, Shanice on the sofa twerking, but Nick would be looking, and they showed the clip. And I think they tried to get Shanice involved, but she was really trying to get into it. And I'm just like, is Nick not okay? If somebody's shaking their butt right here by your face, are you not gonna turn your head and look? Like, that's natural. So I didn't like how Amir was coming at Nick, and he was like, what are you talking about? So Nick wasn't here for Amir either. Andy asked, did it cause a rift in the relationship? Amir said, yeah, we tried to work it out at a Mets game, but we still have this rift. And I could tell Nick was not happy with Amir. He was not happy with Amir, because Amir is giving very much, oh, I'm perfect. Like, I'm not going to cheat on Natalie. She would not, dare stand for that. And, oh, I'm not looking at none of these girls running around here naked and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, sir, stop. No. Okay. Like Nick said, he wasn't trying to grab no one's behind or nothing like that. Does he need to watch himself? Yeah, he probably does need to watch himself when he's drinking. He does. Okay, the other girls told him that. But Natalie is the one who was malicious about the situation. The girls weren't trying to, run nothing to Tasia. They was just having a little kitchen table talk. But y'all had it in front of the wrong person. Bria's comment about, she feels like Nick would try with her. So Nick was like, let me get into that. And he's like bringing up the whole sleep support thing. So they went back and forth about that. Yeah. Anyway, no, Shanice got her a job. She's in software consulting, or no, software sales. Good for you, girl. You get you some good clothes. They brought the whole comment with Summer made about Shanice not knowing how to dress. Summer said she said what she said. Shanice is like, well, girl, why you come to borrow my sweater? She's like, girl, because I could pair it better than you. And she's like, oh yeah, girl, but I looked better in your dress. Who cares? Andy brought up the whole Mariah and Phil thing and the whole apology thing. So the viewer said the apology Mariah gave to Amir, but I don't think Mariah was giving Amir an apology. She was trying to get an apology from Amir. And so Amir was saying, like, okay, he didn't like how she was trying to say the whole house thing and he's not a maid. And so Jasmin was like, we're not trying to say, I think Jasmin's also trying to stick up for Mariah this season and clean that up. So she was saying, like, I'm not trying to say you're responsible for the whole thing. Nobody would say that. She was just saying having empathy in the fact that, like, you could, like, basically you could have said something. I forgot how she worded it, but that's basically what she meant. Like, having empathy in the situation, like, of how it happened. And so I don't think Amir will get that. Amir don't get a lot of stuff. Then they brought the Phil thing. Andy asked Preston, he said, well, you said you weren't really feeling Phil's apology, but you made him feel like he was. And he was like, what was I supposed to say in the moment? And Preston was, I feel like Phil did better than we thought he was going to do. And I guess they said Phil and Mariah was having a sexual relationship or something, but he was talking to all the girls in the house and something was going on. I was like, what? Anyway. Oh, Nick and Tasia are no longer together, y'all, which we already knew. He said they wanted to go in different directions with their careers and all this stuff. Andy asked, was the stuff on the show part of it? He's like, yeah, that definitely led to it, but it wasn't the whole thing. I think it definitely was probably a big part of it, right? Because already the first season he embarrassed her. Now this season she got embarrassed again. He ain't gonna be able to be on this show in a relationship. Unless like that girl's friends with everybody else too, or she can understand like maybe that this is technically kind of work for him. I don't know how it would work. Y'all let me know, could Nick be in the house in another relationship? What y'all think about that? Anyway, I think that was pretty much it for the reunion. I'm glad they got a reunion. Sucks they will be on pause. Hopefully it's not too long though. Y'all let me know what y'all thought of this episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll talk to y'all again soon. Bye.